In this video, I'll be showing you why you are not getting that job even after applying, after putting so much pressure, after praying and doing a lot of stuff. Yet nobody's calling you. The only thing you're getting is silence. Now, there are several factors that is contributing to this. Now, it's not a spiritual problem. It's not a spiritual problem. It's just something you're not doing right. Now, stick around as I'll be showing you those things that you need to pay attention to in order to get the job done. Now, the first thing you need to understand is a vacancy is an opening at which an organization is looking for individuals that are skilled to fill up that role in order to help them achieve their goals faster. So organizations are not looking for human beings, they are looking for skilled human beings. That's the first thing you need to understand. I'll be walking you through the process of your application. I've given this hack to several people and they've come back with lots of testimonies on how they applied it and they got the job either ways. When you see a job opening, you need to understand that that role you're seeing and you're applying for, role that has two factors in it in the application. The first thing you need to pay attention to is first is responsibilities and the second is the qualification. Now these two are the pillars at which you need to use in order to leverage on and get that job either ways. Now the first, which is responsibilities, is what you'll be doing, what the job entails, what you'll be doing once you get the job. So you need to evaluate yourself. What do I need to do to get this job done? Do I have these qualities? You must be a this, you must be that. This is what you'll be doing. Maybe it's a 9 to 5, however it is. Those responsibilities will walk you through the knowledge of what you are going in for. So when you are applying, you apply based on the knowledge or the responsibilities you've read so far. The second point is qualification, and here's the trick, and this is why a lot of people miss out. Now, for qualification, a job role will put out the core qualification, and of course, pay attention to the advantages too. So a job can have a qualification of a BSc, but which is the must-haves, and they are adding certification on ICANN, this, that. Those are, if you have them, it will stand as a leverage. Not like this is the core. The core is the must-haves. The must-have, that's the core. But the leverage is, if you have this alongside with the core, then you get the job. So these are the two things people. So most jobs you have been turning down or you refuse to apply can be a job that you probably needed, but because you didn't understand these two differences, you now felt you were not qualified for the role. Now, the second thing that makes people get silence is get the job is number one, their curriculum vitae. Their CV is, oh my goodness, your CV is a bit of a mess. So you need to pay attention to your CV. Your CV is what you need to work on. Your CV is the first thing that sells you before you even open your mouth to speak. So your CV is the first thing that speaks before you speak. Now, how do your CV speak? Your CV speaks through your application. Now, the interview is not the physical interview. The interview starts from your application. That's where your interview has started. Your interview does not just start when they call you. No, it has started the moment you apply. So your first interview is your application. Now, instruction is very important. How do you apply? Every job role will tell you, how do you apply? You apply, you follow the direction that has been given to you by the format. You follow the direction that has been given to you by the format. If they're telling you, you apply by sending your cover letter and this. Follow that instruction, adhere to that instruction. Don't do what you feel is right. Now, your CV is what sells you first before they get to call you. CVs out there, they are putting their family history. It's not needed, it's not necessary. So instead of putting your family history, how many you are, we are 5 in number, I have 16 children, I am from this, nobody cares. Recruiters does not want to hear that. They don't want, that's not their business. They want you to get a job done, and that's what matters. So you need to put that first. Your name at the top of your CV, your address, how they can contact you through their mail or a phone number, a telex, whatever form of contact you insert that. Now your core competence should be the next thing. Your core competence should be your next thing in your CV. What are you good at? How do you summarize yourself? That's why when you go to interviews, they will ask you, tell us about yourself. That question that you'll be answering, use it and put it in your CV, because that's the first form of an interview. Like I said, your CV application is the first interview stage you have taken. So a lot of people have been going for interviews without them knowing. So your application, your CV sells you first. Another point that the mistake people do in application or in their CV is they include their job roles. No, recruiters does not want you to tell them, in my previous job, this is what I used to do. I used to do this, I used to do that. That's none of their business. They want to see your impact while you were working. Probably you started a previous role and when you go, they were using paper system, and when you before you got the job, they were using paper system for that role. And when you now got the job, you were able to change them from paper system to digital system in your short period of time. That's what they want to see. Recruiters want to see achievements, not what you were doing, not your responsibilities. They want to see your achievement. The moment you stepped in, what value did you bring in that your previous company? That's what they want to see. They want to know if you can handle the role. They want to know if you can contribute to their organization. So they want to see your portfolio. They want to see what you've done in your previous role. That is what they want in your CV. So they want people of value. They don't want people that will come and fill up spaces. And that's the most important thing you need to pay attention to. Another point that I need to stress on your CV is, please avoid putting unnecessary roles. There are job descriptions that, take for example, you are applying as an accountant, and then you maybe you worked as a fuel attendant, and you are bringing that fuel attendant into that accounting role that you are applying for. It doesn't work that way. There are two different job descriptions. Maybe you worked somewhere as a cleaner, and you're bringing that knowledge and you're putting it inside the role of an accountant. It doesn't work that way. You worked as a cleaner. Now, the cleaner does not have any relationship with the accounting role you are applying for. So any job description you are applying for, you must ask yourself, have I gotten this similar experience? Have I done this kind of role before? If you haven't, then why are you applying? You shouldn't apply. It's not every job you're meant to apply for. So you stick to your role. If it's a cleaner role, a security role, a security personnel you're applying for, if that's what they are asking for and you've done that kind of job before, then you can include that in your CV. That's what they want to see. They want to see experience. Companies are looking for experienced individuals. Now the case will differ if you are applying for an internship role. That's a different ball game altogether, which I'll be putting down. Maybe I'll be doing a video on that as well. So these are the factors you need to pay attention to when you're drafting your CV. And it's not a must that you must go to you must try drafting your CV. There are experts that can handle your CVs for you. I do CVs for people as well, and of course they have to get the job done. So you don't apply for any and any role. You have to ensure that you are applying for the ones that are very vital. Now, before I continue on this, there is one thing that is very striking when you are applying. It's called the ATS, application tracking system. Now, for every organization we find ourselves, a lot of applications that are coming in. Everybody want to apply, everybody wants to get, so it's overwhelming. It's too much. Imagine one role and 5,000 people are applying for just one role. Oh my goodness. A human being will be so tired to be reviewing all those 5,000 CVs. So they came up with a system called application tracking system. Now, application tracking system helps the HR to sieve the qualified candidates for the role and push the fewer qualified candidates to the HR to review. So they sieve out, they remove the unnecessary roles, the unnecessary people that are not meant to get the job. So it helps you track those ones that can get the job. I think in my next video, I'll be spending more time on how to understand the application tracking system. But for this context, application tracking system is what you need to pay attention to. Most of your application that is flying or that is getting rejected is not. It's not that they don't like you. It's because you are not following the procedures of application tracking system. Now, application tracking system is a software that is used by HRs to get the most qualified and to discard the non-qualified. Now, it is a machine, it is a system that has been programmed. Now, maybe in my next video, I'm also going to talk about it more intensively, but there are ways to get your CV value. There are ways to get your application. There are ways to hack the system and ensure that your application gets noticed. So back to this conversation. When your CV can answer these few questions, then that's your first step to getting that job done. So you don't just apply, you pay attention to the responsibilities of the role, you pay attention to the qualification of the role. Now, in your CV, like I said, don't include the responsibilities of your previous experience. Put the achievement, what you were able to achieve. I was able to reduce time workload from 18% to 0.2%. They want to see those achievements. That's what should be in your CV. Don't put roles that are not related to what you are applying. That's why your CVs get turned down. So these are the reasons you need to pay attention to when you are applying. Like I said, your CV is your first interview. So if you can scale up your CV, you'll be on your way to the next level. I'll be dropping a video as well on how to hack the application tracking system. I'll also be dropping a video on what to do when you are called upon for an interview, what to say and how to get the interviewer love you and how to get the role, and several others. And of course, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am dropping a lot of value here. This is where we talk about things that are not necessarily talked about. We unveil, we uncover, we give clarity to those areas. See how you can subscribe, like, and of course share. Ensure you subscribe and click the notification button, because most of these videos I'll be dropping so that YouTube can notify you of my new videos that will be dropping on areas that concern your growth.